I'm not sure I need to say anything. Dead ass. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. If you're into that kind of thing. Happy Bad Bunny Super Bowl Sunday if you're into that kind of thing. Welcome to my nightly live 6 o'clock. Normally I take Sunday off. I like to get a Lord his day, but things have just been moving, man. Like we got these Drake snippets, we got Cole still in rotation. People are still digesting that because it's a heavy project. Duel, what up? Alvin, what up? How was the show last night? y'all getting an early start. Look dope as hell. Okay, I'll take a quick side break from the topic of the discussion just to get into this real quick because folks are asking. The show itself was fire. I got like a quick clip of Onyx performing, Smith and Wesson performing, and man, I got into a little. There was a little back and forth I had in the comment section over here with this dude telling me that ageism may be dead, but the performances from the older cats won't hold up, and that's the problem. And by saying that, he's really telling me that he hasn't been to that many shows and had a big enough sample size of what it's going to look like. Because Onyx, high energy, tore it down from the first joint to the last joint. And that's not my Queen's bias talking. That's just my two eyes talking. Absolutely bodied it. Shout out to the craft. If anybody is familiar, you check my IG. I posted a couple things, reposted a couple things. I was on the flyer, but one time for the craft, it's new bi-monthly, every 2 months they're gonna be having performances. It's out of Brooklyn, not hard to find. I'm gonna be pulling up. It's crazy. Security is decent. The crowd is grown. The crowd is really mixed. There's bumping into people from the live over there. It was really dope. It was really a good time. And between like Smith and Wesson, Onyx rocking, Thurston Howell was there before. Like it's all people who really know what they're doing. Shout out to LR Blitzkrieg who opened the show. I went as a part of his set. Shout out to the Bad Seed who was doing his numbers. Super crazy. Mac, what do you think of Bone Thugs? Like they never get respect they deserve. I can't say that. I respect the hell out of Bone Thugs and Harmony. I think what happens is I think when it comes to certain artists, what happens is because they can't be imitated or duplicated, they get regulated to a certain place in history. When you can't recreate them, they don't get a lot of love as founders and they don't get a lot of love as originators because you can't recreate what they've done. And we haven't seen a Bone Thugs and Harmony style group since Bone Thugs and Harmony. They haven't seen that since then. So that's what it's gonna be. But how? Let me. I'm deviating from my point. Yeah, you 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 guys have been paying attention. You've seen how Drake has been moving, dropping different snippets, still taking shots at Kendrick. And remember a little while ago when I stressed that the end result of this lawsuit that he's got going with Universal, even if you watch my expert opinion, I kept stressing to the room, you're hung up on the PDF file word, and I'm trying to tell you this reverberates way further out than just that. You keep getting stuck on one word, and this is not just about that. If he wins, the ramifications on hip hop, on rap music extend way beyond just one artist. Now you'll have an entire industry where executives feel like they not only have a right, but it's financially responsible of them to regulate the words coming out of an MC's mouth, because if they get sued off the strength of something he says, they're the ones who are footing the bill. So now censorship goes through the fucking roof. We're beyond just a sticker. Now they're actually censoring what comes out. Huge issue. And what I'm seeing, the energy, the overall, the general consensus that I'm seeing from these new Drake shots, that he's still taking it, Kendrick. He's not over that loss. You know, that whole, yeah, you're right, I'm not like y'all. I'd rather self-destruct than be like y'all. I'm paraphrasing, but that's the point. The reason why I say he's giving off Adin Ross energy is because if we watch Adin in those last couple of moves he made before he was finally forced to, throw in the white towel, so to speak, and back up off at Doshi, a lot of his energy is, I, who want to fight? Who want to fight? I got security. Come do something to me then. I got security. It's a whole bunch of throwing stones and hiding them behind other people. Not even just, you just step behind somebody else. You talk real crazy and then step behind somebody else. And with this lawsuit in the air, Drake is giving off this energy of, you know, I'ma still talk, but if you win, I'm gonna sue. I'm gonna hop behind my lawyers. I can't take an L. I'm not gonna let you give me one. If you talk to me crazy, I'm gonna sue. Like I want to be able to talk crazy. I want to be able to say whatever it is I want to say, but a lawsuit is now part of my repertoire. It's part of my defense. Drake didn't sue Push. That's because Push didn't embarrass Drake the way that Kendrick did. Those are two totally different L's. Culturally, people who are of the culture, we recognize that Push put a foot in that boy's backside. Kendrick, on the other hand, it went beyond culture. It went worldwide. That embarrassment is global. He's got to wear that no matter where he goes. It's nasty work if you take that level of L. And that's what I'm seeing. It just feels very Aiden-ish to me. It feels very, if you talk, I'm suing. If you try to, I still haven't let it go, and I still want to engage, and I still want to return some fire, and I'm still not okay with the fact that I took this L. So I'm gonna keep the party going, but I'm not dropping the lawsuit. I'm still going to sue you because I lost. I'm still going to sue you because I lost. It's, who called him Supac? Oh my God, my timeline is amazing. My people are amazing. That one is staying. That's permanent. Who said that? Mark DJ 86. Oh God, you I salute you with both hands. Mark, that Supac, Supac for sure. Supac, that one lives from here on out. I think we need to hashtag that. And I think my man Mark DJ 86 gets all the credit. Supac. Oh shit. Supac. Drake's actions are grounds to be outcasted from the culture. Sensei, I hear you. I hear you. I'm not even mad at I get you. I'm not even mad at that. It's not on me to make the call. But if that's what was decided by the masses, I get it. I get it. I get it. This is unprecedented, being sued because you beat somebody in a battle. Unprecedented. Totally not hip. Nothing hip hop about it. I get you. Culturally, if we ousted him, I'd understand it. I'd understand it. The most light skinned shit ever to do some goofy shit. Yeah. Yeah, Alvin, I hear you. I hear you. Supac, though. It sounds like you want Drake to be something he isn't. Do you expect him to not retaliate against disrespect? No, but you can't retaliate on wax and in the court, bro. That's not how that works. What do you mean be something he is, be something he isn't? These are the rules he set for himself by including himself in this thing of ours. It came with ground rules and you don't get to recreate them because you took an L. That's not how this works. You don't get to change the rules because you're losing at the game. Who the fuck does that? Where they do that at? Nah, bro. He stepped in. This is the rule. You're losing. You lost. You don't go get the cops. You don't invite somebody outside for the fade. They knock you out, and then you call the cops. A fade is a fade. You want to run it back, but you can't run it back with the cops standing there. You don't get to, like, throw a rock at them, and then the second they turn around to come get you, you tapping the officer. Hey, he's coming to attack me. That's the you can't be Adin Ross. You can't Adin Ross it, bro. You can't, Joe Budden, I'm in your town, pussy, come do something while you got security with you. That you don't talk if you have to roll around with security. You don't invite somebody to the fade while you have security. That is the ultimate in sucker technology, and we're witnessing it firsthand. And that's the correlation I'm seeing between Drake and Adin. Two Jewish kids who are dabbling in a culture and completely negating the rules and completely sidestepping the foundations and the principles. And they're being called on it, as they should be. As they should be. People keep forgetting Drake participated in this battle and was just as disrespectful. Bro, all I have to say, is if one of his records would have done what Just Like Us did, Not Like Us did, if any one of them, well, the last one, if his last record had topped Not Like Us, we wouldn't be in court. There's nothing you can say to convince me that he would have sued if he won. Nothing. I don't care what Kendrick said about him. Had he kept the crowd and had he won that battle, none of this would be happening. And that's what makes it a sucker move. That's what makes it something suckers do. And I'm super careful because the people who I'm seeing justifying it, you're telling on yourself. Remember what we said a little earlier on these lives. As fans, as supporters, people roll up and they are attracted and they support you because what you're giving off, they relate to. It resonates with them. So if you're defending sucker moves, hit the like, folks. Thank you, L. Hit the like, folks. Hit the like, hit the share. Give me that thumbs up. He manipulated UMG before. But yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, Push handed him a cultural L. The culture recognized that that was an L. Drake fans don't, but not all Drake fans are cultural. Most of them are just Drake fans. It's like, there are certain people who are going to watch basketball, and there are certain people who are just going to watch LeBron James. That's a thing. That's a very real thing. And culturally, we know he got a loss, but he did some non-hip hop business with that too. Like he was going back and forth with Push, and then next thing you know, he went and got his father involved. Like your dad is speaking up on your behalf. That's not where they do that at. Where they do that at? So you believe all Pusha and see, this is exactly where you go wrong when you're defending Drake. I never said all. I never said all. And the fact that that's what you jump to, bro, that's not how you can't catch us like that. That won't work in here. We didn't say that because that's not what we meant. I say we, I'm speaking for the room. And I never said all. I can't speak to all of anyone's fan base ever. Ever. But if I had to bet money, I'm betting more of them are cultural because I'm betting more of Push's fans are cultural than not. I'm betting more of Kendrick's fans are cultural than not. I look at the content, I look at the records, I look at the kind of shows they do. It's more culture. I'm betting more, but I never said all. So you have to chill with the. So I didn't even say all of Drake. I said some. Relax. Stop jumping and defend this dude from his actions. His actions, bro. These are his actions. You're literally defending him from what he does, and you get mad at somebody for calling him out on it. One has nothing to do with the other. You can still like him. I'm not telling you not to like him. I'm sure there'll be a couple of Drake joints that I'll be two-stepping to, and maybe some bars that I'll be repeating because the boy can write. One's got nothing to do with the other. The boy can write, but he took an L. Perfect. Last night I did a quick song and a verse at the craft. I was terrible. I was terrible. All the rust on me. Didn't set this up. Didn't set that up. My reflexes were behind. My moves weren't coming the right. Terrible. Now a bunch of people told me it was dope, but for me it was terrible. I was terrible. I can take an L. I can take an L. God forbid somebody gets their first impression from me from that one show. I'll never live it down and they'll never fuck with me again. And I'd have to respect it. However, my track record says different. What we're dealing with now is Drake's track record. What we're dealing with now is Adin Ross's track record. What we're dealing with now is Academic's track record, J. Cole's track record, Nicki Minaj's track record. We're witnessing their moves, actions, and ways and principles on display, and it's coming back around to haunt them. And you can't get mad at people for pointing that out. It's not that serious, but it's real. It's a thing. I'm not defending the lawsuit at all, but that's the crux of it, bro. If the lawsuit wasn't happening, we wouldn't be having this discussion. If he literally just took the L, came back outside and was still shooting, nobody would be talking about him like this, except for people who are, obvious stands of Kendrick or obvious stands of Cole or whatever. Like, the stands are always going to talk. He's in court, dude. He's in court. And unfortunately, you can't separate one from the other. You can't separate the boy from the court, from the law. You can't separate the boy from the boys. He brought the boys. He involved the boys. And it's affecting way more than him. And he doesn't seem to care. It's just his ego versus the world. And if we all got to burn and suffer because of his ego, if the culture has to take an L to his ego, he's cool with that. And that's him. And that's what we're witnessing. And that's what we're speaking on. So I understand that you don't like it. I get it. Or maybe you're not even a Drake fan, but you just don't like Push. There's also that side of it. Maybe you're not a Drake fan, but you don't like Kendrick. So there's that side of it. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Maybe it's that kind of thing. You just don't like this guy. And all well and all good. All well and all good. I don't ever want to see anybody defending court. I don't want to see anybody defending taking it to the law, getting the lawyers involved. I don't ever want to see anybody defending that. Over a battle, can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. I'm not going to. And the supporters who rock with me in this room, we're not going to. This is some hip hop business in here. So, once you start getting the law involved, you sound like Adin Ross to me. I'm going to say whatever I want. And if you say something back, there's always the chance that I'll get somebody on retainer. There's always a shot of me doing that. And I can't excuse that. That's super corny. And that's not what we do. But I'll leave it to y'all to discuss. I'm going to go work on Mechanism Monday. I'll be back tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. I'm going to start going live every night at 6. Please continue to chop it up because I'm going to come back and address some of the stuff that happens in the comment section. And I'm going to keep addressing what's popping in real life. I hope if you're watching the Super Bowl, enjoy it. If you're indoors, please stay there. I hope you're safe and warm in some place cool, especially if you're on the East Coast dealing with all this nonsense. Again, I had the show last night. For those who asked, I had the show last night. I only did a song and a half, a song and a verse. It did not go great. It did not go great. A lot of my instincts were off. It did not go great. It will get better because I got to work this rust off. But it did. I'm not here to tell you that. I hope that's not if and when any video footage comes out. Just remember I told you at first. It did not. Last night was not one of my shining nights. But let me get my shit together. Let me get the rest of this rust off, and I'll be fine. But last night was not it. Y'all be safe out here tonight. Enjoy the whole nine. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. I'm going live. Like and share. Hit me with those thumbs up. I understand that's the new thing on the algorithm. So hit me with the thumbs up. Bring some more people over here. Let's keep having these like-minded discussions. And I will see y'all tomorrow night at 6 o'clock if I don't see you sooner. Mechanism Monday on the way. Y'all be safe.